hurting from that moonsault. Caught him. I think it definitely caught him.
Oh my God! What the hell?
Holy shit! What the? Oh
my God!
What the? What are you doing, Jack?
Yo, party people, what is up? It's your boy, the best gabber in the biz. What a Forbidden Door pay-per-view that we just had tonight from top to bottom, start to finish. One of the best shows that you will ever see as a professional wrestling fan. Great matches all across the board, including Omega and Ospreay tearing the house down again. And once again, another match of the year contender, literally setting the bar high once again that I don't know if someone can reach, but god dang, if they want to try and maybe even succeed, go right ahead. MJF, the Devil, retaining over the Ace, showing why he is, you know, a generational talent. BCC and the Elite tore it down, and 10-man tag, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry finally turned heel. Guys, don't worry. Everything that happened on Forbidden Door from top to bottom, start to finish, you're about to hear about it right here, right now, because the newest episode of The Gifts of Gabe, covering Forbidden Door, starts right about, oh yeah, now. Okay, guys, so got things kicked off tonight with MJF, the Devil, retaining against Ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Match was pretty solid for what it was. We knew it wasn't going to be anything super crazy. You know, Tanahashi is up there in age, and, you know, it wasn't going to be like a clinic that we've seen MJF put on, you know, for the past couple years in AEW, but it was still a solid match. It definitely could have gone way worse, but at the end of the day, all it takes is one dynamite diamond ring shot, and boom, down goes the Ace. The Ace went down. It wasn't enough to conquer the Devil in this deck, baby. MJF once again retains, and now he moves on to this fun blind eliminator tag tournament with Adam Cole, which I'm sure they will win, and then follow to FTR, and then potentially end up fighting at All In or All Out, whichever one it'll be. We know the location of All Out is literally happening the week after. So, hey, it's going to be a fun summer for MJF because he's pretty much going to have to wrestle every single week, including on the next episode of Collision. Dude's not liking it, but hey, Tony's paying the big bucks, so just like tonight, he'll show up, do what he has to do, prove that no one is on the level of the Devil, and then get the hell out of there. Tanahashi, thanks for coming, but for the second straight year, first to Moxley last year, and now to MJF, your title chases for the AEW World title are barred to none for you. Sorry, dude. That's just the kind of game we play because, again, you're not on the level of the Devil. Good job, Max. Speaking of the AEW World title, someone who may want to try to get back to that AEW World title they never lost in the near future is the best in the world, CM Punk. Though, based on the Toronto crowd, once again, you wouldn't really guess that people really think that he's really the best in the world. Look, I'm just going to say, if you experience the Roman Reigns, some people have compared it to 97 Bret Hart, but if you experience the Roman Reigns kind of run-ish, in terms of just the sound, that feels like what, like, it makes me laugh just like as much as Roman Reigns did in that 2016, 2018 range. I know the boos may be a little bit different, because they are both for different reasons, but the sound's still the same. Like, anyone that tries to cheer for CM Punk gets immediately drowned out, and you heard that when he was going against Kojima in the first round of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Match was solid. I liked it. Didn't get to see the clothesline, which really, Punk was like, yeah, I ain't seen no clothesline, but I'm still going to show you some respect, my guy. Hit the GTS, 1, 2, 3. Punk moves on. He's definitely going to have a lot more of this throughout the tournament when he faces Samoa Joe, who is everyone's favorite, most lethal badass, literally and figuratively, and then potentially Ricky Starks, because you know Ricky Starks is going to go all the way to that final. I want Ricky Starks to move on to the finals and use this as another launching pad so that he can keep the momentum high and potentially go back after MJF. But my brain is going to fight my night and be like, come on, dude, CM Punk's probably going to win. But hey, it's still going to be a fun tournament. I'm looking forward to Strong versus Joe and potentially Punk versus Joe as well. And then Ricky Starks, CM Punk in the finals. I'm looking forward to all that. It's going to be a fun rest of the tournament. And just from the CM Punk standpoint, whether you love him or hate him, he's going to have fun with it. He's going to throw up to the ears, brother. And he's going to hit that bodacious leg drop. So make sure to eat your CM Punk hating vitamins all you freaking losers out there, because he's going to keep saying he's the best in the world, so let's just have fun with it. I know I am. It's funny every week. I'm telling you. You guys, give it up. Our international ruler of the world did it again. He wasn't able to pull off those sweet dance moves like Daniel Garcia, but he was able to retain the international championship once again over Katsuyori Shibata, Zack Sabre Jr., and Dancing Man, freaking Daniel Garcia, in an awesome Fatal 4. Awesome spots all around, and just so much cool action. Figured that Garcia was going to end up being the one taking the pin. No really surprised there to, protect Zack Sabre Jr. and Shibata, who I'm sure Daniel Garcia has not seen the last time. I'm pretty sure they're going to fight death before his honor. But just for tonight, Orange Cassidy, 25 title defenses, all retaining. He is literally about to break the record for most title defenses. Break that shit and acknowledge him, our international ruler of the world. Cannot be stopped. Unless Swerve, tries to beat him again. But hey, for now, let's give it up for our international ruler. Orange Cassidy, my dude, shook your hand not too long ago. I felt the power of our international ruler, and that orange punch is still so juicy that if you still are thirsty, he's going to punch you right in the face with it and keep finding a way to retain the international gold and continue to be our international ruler. Orange Cassidy, Garcia, Shibata, and Sabre Jr., thank you for an awesome Fatal 4-Way that just did not miss and was one of many great matches on this awesome card. Ladies and gentlemen, Sonata and Jungle Boy was alright, but that's not the story. Jungle Boy Jack Perry finally turned heel on Hook. And you just see him just embrace it. He embraced it, and Taz is like, "You scumbag!" He even had to walk off, which I think was a great transition to go for the replacement of halfway through the show of, Shivani and Taz. That was great. In terms of Jungle Boy, heel turns needed. And hey, remember the last time someone like Jungle Boy really needed a heel turn? He soon became the living legend that is Dominic Mysterio. Not comparing him to a living legend, because there's only one living legend, Dominic Mysterio. But I think the heel turn will definitely help Jungle Boy Jack Perry in the long run. He might just get rid of the whole Jungle Boy thing, period. He's definitely going to need new music that he's not going, whoa, 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 whoa. And honestly, I think a really great way to add heat for this rivalry and really make you hate Jungle Boy Jack Perry's guts, or just Jack Perry's guts, period, is whether he wins it from Hook or he just steals in general. He takes the FCW title, puts it in a trash can, old school, burns that thing, and it is gone. That would be a great way to add heat from Hook and Taz, because then maybe Taz could join as the mouthpiece for Hook in this feud. I think that'd be a great way to go. I'm optimistic. I'm thinking this heel turn is really going to help Jack Perry into the future. It's a brand new start, and you know what they say, sometimes being a heel is a lot easier than being a face, especially if in real life you are a dick. Maybe not a level of MJF kind of dick, but just a dick that you're just like, man, I love hating this guy. Love hating him. So, Jack, let's see how your heel turn goes, buddy. And Hook, let's just have fun kicking his ass, and let's make this whole thing fun. Seriously though, Jack, do the trash can thing. I think that'd be a really cool old school thing that a lot of people will be like, damn, I'm going to love hating this son of a bitch right now. Guys, that 10-man tag between the BCC and the Elite was insane, but the story between Eddie and John really not wanting to fight each other was spectacular. Young Bucks, Hangman, Eddie, Ishii, who got the pin over Yuta. It's alright, Yuta, you're still our number one guy from Philly 2 as well. Going to be world champion someday. And the rest of BCC and Takeshita as well, who was a star in this match. And Shota Umino too. All of you guys give a round of applause. You all killed it out there. From first bell all the way to last, I was glued to the edge of my seat for every single second. It was absolutely fantastic. For guys who are on the verge of being stars like Takeshita, like Yuta, and like they're continuing to rise up, at guys like established stars like Eddie, the Hung Bucks in the Elite, and the rest of BCC. They showed why they are the best in the world at what they do. And I'm really looking to see forward to where this Eddie Moxley thing really takes shape. Eddie literally even took the bullet for Mox. It's going to be great. I think Eddie goes at it with Claudio one more time at Death Before Dishonor, and that's where he finally gets his first World Championship. But just for tonight, I thought the match was really great. Chemistry was all there. It was like water, just flow, 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 flow. Though we'll get to a different kind of flow with Omega and Ospreay later. Just one more time, give it up for all 10 guys. Fantastic 10-man tag. And if it weren't for maybe a really personal rematch between Ospreay and Omega, maybe up there with match of the night. Guys, she may not have won tonight, but let's just take a minute, give it up for Willow. She looked great again, showing why she is the best and still has a great clap. Yo, this is how New Day got over with clapping. Though I will admit it's going a lot better in the origins for Willow Nightingale, because New Day struggled for a little bit, but once you get the clap going, you're just like, yeah, Willow, yeah, she awesome, Willow. She may have lost to Toni Storm tonight, that's fine, but she again is my pick to win the Women's Own Heart Cup tournament on that side, and eventually at some point they're going to circle back around to her, and she will be AEW Women's World Champion. Hell, she might even be Ring of Honor Women's World Champion before that even happened. Willow is going to be just fine. She ain't going nowhere. She's going to keep getting better and better until she's at the top of whether it's the ROH Women's Division or the AEW Women's Division. Just wait. So keep clapping along with Willow. Keep smiling. Keep bringing the positive energy because you know she loves it. And let's just all keep appreciating the gift that is Willow. It's amazing. Willow, you're awesome. Okay, guys, before I get into Ospreay and Omega, because that was by far the very best match of the night, let's talk about Danielson and Okada real quick, along with Les Suzuki Gods versus Sting, Darby, and Naito. That six-man tag was a little messy at points. They had strong points like the strong 630 to the table. Naito, he looked good throughout. And, Jericho and Sting having their moment, that was really cool. Loved it. Sting, you could argue that he pretty much likes to just do what he wants. He's kind of limited to what he can do. But overall, he is still undefeated. A little surprised they didn't have any. They had a little bit of friction between Jericho and Guevara happen during the match. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I almost thought Guevara might walk out. If they're trying to build this for all in or all out, they still have time for that. And they got to keep building upon this, or something like that probably will happen a couple weeks from now. But aside from that, solid six-man tag. Didn't help from where it was on the card coming right after Ospreay and Omega. But, hey, sometimes that kind of thing happens. Everyone involved. Round of applause. You really did your best. You still did pretty good. And then, talking about pretty good, let's talk about Danielson and Okada. First time ever. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. Psychological, physical, once in a generation type of matchup that ended with the American Dragon. I told all of you the American Dragon was going to win. Tapping out Kazuchika Okada once and for all, proving he is without a shadow of a doubt. They'll look it up in the history books being like, hey, Dad, or hey, Grandpa, who was the best wrestler in the world? And they'll say, guess what? It was the American Dragon. Bryan Danielson finally coming out to the final countdown like he was supposed to freaking years ago, but didn't have the rights. And he ended up tapping out the Rainmaker, dried that shit up clean, soaked up all the water from the clouds, and burned it alive to show that the American Dragon always comes out on top. Great job, Bryan. He's going to keep killing it with the BCC and the rest of this BCC Elite feud, which I'm sure will lead into Blood and Guts. So, Bryan, thank you for proving me right, the best gabber in the biz once again. And thank you for being the gift that you are for officially now being the best wrestler in the world. Okay, you guys. Ospreay Omega. Match of the year again. Again. Those dudes topped their match from freaking January 4th in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom. They just murdered. I thought the match was going to be over multiple times. It was just a generational match from start to finish that it was just special. when Omega got his foot on the rope after that whole freaking screwdriver to the head and Stormbreaker, I was like, dude. And then he freaking kicked out of a huge Tiger Driver where he landed on his head, and he kicked out of his own Winged Angel at 1, which didn't surprise me, but the 1 count did, but there's no way he was going down to his own move. Match was great, but in the end, as we all figured, Will Ospreay, well-deserved new IWGP US Heavyweight Champion. The score's tied 1-1, boys. Let's run this shit back one more time at All In a sold-out Wembley Stadium and try to top this one and deliver arguably one of the greatest trilogies of matches in not only AEW but pro wrestling history, up there with other kinds of ones that come to my mind like Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole, just to name one, and I'm sure y'all can think of plenty more than that. But guys, let's just give it up for Ospreay and Omega, 2 of literally the best in the world. Ospreay, eventually you're going to come over here in AEW and kill it like you've been killing it over in New Japan for so freaking long, and eventually stand at the top of this business as the AEW World Champion. But until then, enjoy the US title reign, my guy. You absolutely deserve it. And let's get this 3rd round going to finally finish a trilogy and decide once and for all who's the best in Wembley Stadium. Okay, you guys, that is Forbidden Door. We are all done skis. Don't even worry about it. But don't even think we are done completely, because starting right now, the road to Money in the Bank is officially like this freaking small. It is this Saturday night. Men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. Bloodline Civil War going down for real, and so much more. And oh yeah, Seth freaking Rollins, Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship, and so much more that I'm sure will be added on this week's Raw and SmackDown. Which on London 2, this week on SmackDown, tag title match, Zayn Owens versus Pretty Deadly, yes boy. So, guys, make sure to check out Raw and SmackDown and even Dynamite and Collision, because now the roads to All Out and All In begin right now. You're not going to miss any of these shows, and you're definitely not going to miss what your boy, the best guy in the biz, has to say afterwards. So, keep doing what you're doing. I love it. I know you love it too. Like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And remember, when it comes to talking wrestling, who better to gab with than Gabe right here. Okay, guys, I will see you after the final Monday Night Raw tomorrow night before Money in the Bank, the week of LA Night. Yeah, becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. Deuces, Buces, party peoples. I'm out of here.